Hey you guys, welcome to another reformer workout. I feel like it's been a little bit, but I'm here with you now for a full 60-minute reformer flow. Okay, we're gonna hit the full body. So it's gonna be fun. We're using it all today. We've got the jump board, we've got the box, we're gonna use the carriage and the straps. You're just not gonna use the foot bar. That's the only thing we're leaving out today. But everything else is going to get used, which is kind of fun, right? We're mixing it all in. Now, I want you to make sure that you have room around your reformer. There is going to be times where we're standing on either side of the reformer alongside the frame. So I want you to have room on both sides. Typically, my reformer is pushed up against this mirror, and unless I move it, I'm not able to do a lot of that side work. So know that you're going to be circling the machine. You're also going to be working with the box alone to start. That's our first opening sequence. So typically I like to have the box in front of the reformer and out of the way so that I don't have to move it when we keep going through the flow. But because of camera angles and space, I have my box next to my reformer. I am going to then move it out of the way because we don't need it for the rest of our workout, just that opening sequence. So have your box somewhere where you can move on either side of it. You're going to need your box and your Pilates ring today, okay? So your Pilates ring we're going to use pretty much all of class. There may be a couple times where we put it down, but otherwise you're going to use it. Standard size ring. You can use a mini Pilates ring if you have one. However, please know that it is going to go around the outside of your shins. So, just fit-wise, you want to make sure that that ring can go up around the leg a little bit. Not over the thighs, but over the calves and shins. We're going to use both long and short loops today, so make sure you have both on your straps. My headrest is down. Okay, I am going to be jumping for the second part of this class today, so if you're more comfortable with your headrest up for jumping and that gives you better alignment through the head, neck, and shoulders and keeps the ribs closed, please have it up, okay? I'm going to leave mine down today. We do have some standing work or where our feet will be on the headrest, so that's why I want it down. I have one small dumbbell waiting for me, so we're only going to use one today, and it's going to be in combination with the ring at times. We are not going to use it the whole time. So please know that if that's just a little too much for you today, you do not need the weight. You can do all of the arm movements without the added resistance, okay? I have a 3-pound dumbbell, and it is waiting for me on my headrest, okay? Anywhere from 1 pound, I would not go higher than 5 pounds. 5 pounds is going to be pretty aggressive, okay? And then jump board up, ready to go. We're going to leave it up once it's on there so you don't have to mess with it. The less we have to adjust the machine, the better. So we can just keep that heart rate up and keep moving through the workout. I've got one blue spring on my reformer. Now I have a balanced body reformer. For me, one blue is a light spring. We are going to be taking that blue down to one extra light spring. So in my world, that's a yellow. In your world, it may be a white. So whatever your extra light spring is, you can always leave it on the blue. There is a couple times where it might be a pretty aggressive on that, but I'll speak to that as we work. I think that's it. My foot bar is in front of that jump board. I'm not going to use it at all. And I think that's all you need to know. We got a jam-packed 60 minutes, so we better get to it, right? Okay, so grab your ring. You're going to come up on top of your box, okay? Now, I'm going to go as wide as my box with my feet. My feet are in a turned out position, so I'm externally rotated from the top of the hip. Standing nice and tall, sternum over pubic bone, shoulders roll down the back. Okay, you're gonna have that ring right between your palms to start. We're gonna start with a sumo squat, okay? So not even a plie. We're gonna let the torso tilt. So on your exhale, you're gonna reach those sitting bones back as the knees bend, reaching the ring out off the chest. My booty stays just above knee height, so I can keep that core really active and engaged, and then I'm going to inhale as I stand up. Exhale, reach those sits bones back. I get a natural tilt of my torso. Inhale to rise. Now with the feet this wide, the tilt of your torso is less than when we're in that standard squat position, okay, parallel legs. So you have a little tilt of the torso. I want you to make sure that you're thinking about the rib cage stacked over the pelvis. So that doesn't change. When the torso tilts, it all goes together, right? I've got a nice long line from ribs down to pelvis, and I inhale as I stand. 4 more. Exhale, inhale, stand. Good. Pulling that belly button up and in as you go. Exhale, bend. Inhale, find that length internally with that diaphragm dropping. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Next one, you know what we're going to do, right? We're going to hold. Okay, right out of here, we're going to get that heart rate up a little bit. We're going to take this ring up towards the left, and my right leg is going to straighten. I'm going to point that toe. Bring it back down to your sumo squat, up to the right. Good, down through center, up to the left. So I'm finding a nice long reach up that lateral side of the body with that straight leg, right? Look how nice and long. That's what we want to focus on, finding that nice long reach. Exhale, inhale to find that lift. Exhale. This is a good time to focus on your breath when the moves are not that complicated, right? And you're not working with all the springs and the different things on the reformer, right? Sometimes that gets a little complicated and we're not able to really focus on that breath. So let's do it right here. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lower. Last one to the left. Good. Last one to the right. Now right here, you're going to hold that sumo squat through center and just give me a little pulse. 1 inch up and down. And we're thinking about the back of the leg, narrowing through those sitting bones as we pulse up and broadening as we lower. My shoulders are down my back. We're here for 6, 5. We're going to get into some single leg work in 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Come all the way up. And now you're going to step off of your box to your right. Okay, all the way over to your right. My left foot is going to stay on the box. If I can stand up. Left foot's on the box. Ring is between your palms. You're going to bring yourself up onto your right toes. So that's the foot on the floor. I'm in a lunge, right? Modified lunge position. My left kneecap tracks with big toe, second toe. I want to watch that alignment as I work. Now right here, we're going to go for a step up into a hinge. So it's going to look like this. You're going to step up onto that box, and then I'm going to reach my right leg back nice and straight. Ring up and overhead. This is a tough move. And then I'm going to come all the way back to that lunge. So I'm going to pull the ring to the chest and step down to the floor. Same thing. Inhale, finding that lift and that length. Good. Focusing your eyes as you work, because the eyes are a big part of that balance and stability. And you know I throw balance into every class somewhere, somehow, right? And this is a challenging one today. Good. Bringing those toes back to the floor. Good. Every time you come up onto that box, notice how I pause, right? I'm holding this hinge, this long line hinge, reaching my fingertips away from my right toes. And then I come back to that lunge position. Good. Inhale up. And find that nice long length. Level out your hips. Soften your left knee. Good. That's going to help with balance as well. You've got 3 more right here. Lift and reach. And hopefully as you keep working, the move gets more confident, right? It's always those first couple that feel pretty tough. Last 2. Inhale, lift and reach. Biceps frame those ears. Good. Pointing those right toes. Come all the way back down. Good. Inhale, lift and reach. And hold it. And we got 1 more, and we're going to hold this one up there, okay? So we're going to lift, and we're going to reach, and we're going to hold your very best hinge, and we're going to pulse that right leg up, up. Belly button's pulled up and in. I'm focusing my eyes for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to pull it forward all the way into flamingo. So my right knee is going to come up in front of my hip. My ring is at my chest. Hold. Okay, now my psoas is in charge of holding that right knee up in front of my hip. That's a strong leg, okay? I'm going to imprint my ring with my chest and my biceps. So I'm going to hold that ring with intention. My standing leg, I'm going to bend and extend. So standing single leg plie, bend and extend. And now I'm focusing on the imprint of my left foot on that box. I'm thinking about a heavy big toe, a heavy pinky toe, and a heavy heel. 3 points of connection. Hold it there. Think about that energy pouring up through that inner thigh and up along the spine where it meets the psoas. You're here for 4. Exhale, bend. Last 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. You're going to hold that plie for me, and we're just going to pulse in on that ring. 8, 7, 6. Relax your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand all the way up. Okay, right foot back on the box. Let's come through center before we take that other side. We're gonna hit that sumo squat again, but we're gonna do it a little differently this time. Okay, right from here, you're gonna bring those arms out off the chest as you find your sumo squat, and you're gonna hold it. We're gonna tap the ring to the box and lift the ring up and overhead as we stand. I know you can't see my ring when it goes up and overhead, okay, but you know where it is, right? Biceps stay in front of those ears. We tap the box, inhale, lift. So we're going deeper, right? We're going deeper with that tap. So I call these sumo touchdown squats, right? Where we're touching that ring down, tap, inhale, lift, exhale, tap, inhale, lift. That heart rate is climbing for 4, and lift. Last 3, and lift. Good, you've got 2. Reach those sitting bones back. Allow that torso, that natural tilt. On your next one, you're gonna hold that touchdown and give me a little pulse. Really, now we're low, right? We're really low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come all the way up. Okay, step off to the left of your box. This time, your right foot is gonna be on the box, okay? Now, we're gonna find that modified lunge position. Ring is right between the palms again. Your left heel is up off the floor. Your right foot is heavy in the box. Find the alignment of the right kneecap and the big toe, second toe. Find that line, okay? Now, one side is typically harder than the other, okay? So be kind to yourself. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with me today, so we will see. Okay, right from here, I want you to make sure you're ready to shift your weight into the box as you step up and find that long line hinge. Woo, reaching that ring up and overhead. Hips are level, find that pause, and then pull it in, come back to the floor. Okay, inhale, focus and lift right through center. Find that midline, find that core strength and connection, and then bring it back down. Not fast here, right? We're moving with intention, we're moving slow. Keeping that right knee soft, finding the connection underneath the sole of that right foot. Good. Inhale, lift, and reach. Good, and I'm going for a full hinge, right? As much as I can get that back flat and parallel to the floor. Okay, biceps frame those ears. We got 4 more, okay? And then we got those holds. Inhale, step it up and hold. Good, and I promise you, we're getting to the reformer, I promise. 3 more. Lift and hold. Good, and bring it down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Relax those right toes. And bring it down. This next one is a hold. Okay, so it's a step up and a hinge and a hold. Hold it right there. Your right knee is soft. Give me a pulse of that left leg. 1 inch up and down. Strong core. Hold on to it. Relax your right toes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now right here, you're going to pull forward. Pull that left knee forward to flamingo. Left knee, whoo, almost lost it there for a second. Left knee in front of the hip. Okay. Ring is at the chest. Your psoas on the left is in charge of holding that knee up nice and strong. Okay, we're not going to let it droop. Shoulders are down the back. We're going to intention into the ring as we bend the right knee and extend. Plie, bend and extend. Now, originally my eyes were looking at the floor because that's where my eyes were when I was hinging. All right, now I needed to shift my gaze right now to maintain height and balance, right? I want to keep my chest lifted, sternum over pubic bone right now. This is a plie, not a squat. So I want you to stay tall and look straight forward. Bend and press. 6 more. Bend and press. You've got 5. Think about that energy underneath the right foot, up through that inner thigh and along the spine. You've got 3 more. Bend and extend. Last 2. Bend and extend. Last 1. Bend and hold. You're going to hold this plie. And right here, we're going to pulse the ring. Pulse the ring. Shoulders are down the back. We're not hiking the shoulders towards the ears for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come all the way back up. Oh, okay. We're warm. Keep your ring, but set it down on your carriage. You're going to take your box and move it out of the way. So hopefully yours is already out of the way and you don't have to do too much moving. That's great. Okay, come down onto your carriage. We're going to do some jumping now. So I am on that one blue spring, all right, one light. I've got my weight on my headrest, so I want that weight in hand now. I'm going to lie all the way down on my back. My headrest is down. Yours can absolutely be up. It is your choice. We're going to start with single-sided jumps. So my ring is going to come around my left foot and in my left hand. All right, now I'm going to hold this. This is an active hamstring stretch right here that we're going to focus on while we jump. My right hand has my weight right at the shoulder. I'm going to take that right foot up against the jump board and lengthen out that right leg. All right, now right here, my tailbone is down. There's no rainbow in my low back. My belly button is pulled up and in. I'm going to hold this left leg up in the air as I bend that right knee. Inhale, take it out for a little jump. Okay. Now right here, we're jumping in parallel on that right leg. Nothing else is changing, right? My weight is still at my shoulder, palm in. I'm ready to press that weight, but not yet. All right, I want you to focus on that jump right here. Now, all the little things I always say about jumping, I'm a real stickler about it. So I'm going to always say them every time we jump, and hopefully one day they sink in. When you jump, it is not about power through your legs. Okay, they're getting a nice little workout for sure, absolutely. But what I want you to focus on is that core connection and that strength. Okay, the strength needed to hold those legs in midair when you leave that jump board. So you're using an inhale breath as you leave and an exhale breath when you land. The inhale allows you to lengthen from the inside out, right? Because your diaphragm drops on your inhale. So we want to use that length when we jump. We're going to point those right toes. Good, and we're just holding here for 4 more. I'm going to start to press that weight up. Okay, every time I land, my heel makes a solid connection with the jump board. Last 2. Good, last 1. Now keep jumping. Press the weight over the shoulder and back down as you land. Press and land. Press and land. Good, right here, nice and solid. My head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. If your left knee, the leg that's in the air, if that left knee is bent, that's okay. That just means those hamstrings are a little bit tight, right? And hopefully they'll loosen up a little bit as we work. We're here for 4. Bend and press. Every time my right heel makes a solid connection to the jump board. Last 2. Press and land. Last 1. Now hold your weight up and over that shoulder. Keep jumping. We're going to add choreography to the leg now. So that right leg, as you leave, it's going to kick to tap the ring, lower to land. Kick to tap, lower to land. So the right leg gets to do a little movement, right? Now, as you kick, I want you to think about the core, the psoas, pulling that leg up, right? Pull that belly button up along the spine. Lift that leg with strength, right? So we don't want a sloppy leg lifting and lowering. We want to point those toes, lift a nice straight leg. Maybe it taps the ring, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's a little too far today, okay? But as we practice, we'll get closer and closer to that ring. We're here for 4. Last 3, we're going to change what we're doing completely. Last 2. Last 1. Now pause for just a moment. Bring that weight down. You're going to take your ring around your shins. So put them on like a pair of pants. It's coming halfway between your knee and your ankle. Okay, I'm going to imprint outbound into my ring as I put my feet back on the jump board. My weight is coming between my palms, right at my chest. Okay, now from here, I'm going to lengthen my legs all the way out to 2 straight legs. Make sure my toes are pointed up. I'm going to also press my weight up and over the chest. Hold the weight up there. Okay, here we go. We're going to bend both knees. Inhale, take it out for a little hop. Okay, now we're going to do ring out the rag jumps. So when you ring out a rag, right, one end of the rag goes one direction, the other end of the rag goes the other direction, and we wring out all the water. That's what we're going to do with our abs, because our legs are going to go one way and our arms are going to pull to the other, okay? Now, right here, if you're still jumping through center, nothing has changed yet, you're going to take one ab curl and hold it. So you're going to lift those head, neck, and shoulders, and you're just going to keep jumping right here through center. Okay, now if this is too much on the head and neck, you can get rid of your weight, okay, and put your hands behind your head. You won't get to do the upper body portion, right, but you'll still be holding that strong ab curl. Okay, now we're gonna start with the legs first. On your inhale, when you leave, you're gonna twist your legs to the left and come center to land. Twist, center to land. Twist, center to land. Now I'm only twisting to the left. Only to the left. Think of that ring like a steering wheel. You're steering to the left and then coming back to center to land. So it's a quick turn, back to center. Quick turn, back to center. Okay, keep doing that with your legs. Here comes the coordination skills, right? Keep doing that with your legs, and you're gonna pull your weight to the right and look to the right. Twist to the left, pull to the right. Twist to the left, pull to the right. One side at a time, right? I didn't want to try to do both. This is a little too complicated. Twisting those legs from the top of the hip, right? My right elbow pulls to tap the carriage, okay? Not my weight. My weight pulls down, right? But my elbow taps. Good. Keep twisting. Wringing out that rag. Give yourself a moment to get this, right? It's complicated. You're here. For 6, twist. Good. 5, we're going to change what we're doing all over again. 4, 3, 2, I sometimes think all the focus makes me sweat. Last one. And bring it all the way in. Woo! Okay, take off your ring. We're sitting up. Okay, so come all the way up into a seated position. You're going to scoot back a little bit. Now, for this one, I'm going to put the weight down. The weight's coming down to my headrest. My ring is going to come back to my left foot. Okay, so left foot in the ring with my right hand on the ring. So left foot, right hand, opposite limbs. My left hand is going to come behind me to support me. Okay, so I've got a bent left elbow. My fingers are facing my glutes. Okay, and I'm level though, right? I'm not dumping into my left side. I want to stay lifted through my chest, open up that collarbone. Now my right foot's on the jump board, lengthen that all the way out. We're going to do teaser jumps right here, okay? But now before we keep going, I'm going to ask you to bend that left knee so that you are able to stay center as we jump, because I don't want you to start to twist. So pull that left thigh close to your chest. Knee is bent, shin parallel to the floor, holding on to that ring, okay? My right leg is going to bend. I'm going to inhale as I leave. Bend and leave. Now this one's more of a balance challenge for sure. You're trying to remain stable and centered, right? My shoulders are square to the jump board, so are my hips. I'm trying to stay lifted with my chest. I'm not on my sitting bones. I'm just above my sitting bones. All right, holding that belly button up and in. So I've got that little scoop, that little roll through the tailbone. Good, hold on right here. Whew. All right, so we're gonna keep playing with balance. Okay, so just keep jumping right here, and as you get more comfortable, I'm gonna ask you for a little bit more. All right, now remember that little scissor tap we did in the beginning? We're gonna do it again. So we're gonna tap the ring and lower to land. Tap, lower to land. So the leg has a lot less further to go, right? But we're really relying now on this position on that right psoas to pull that leg up. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. That's it. Nice and simple, right? Well, maybe not simple. 4. Last 3. We're going to stop this scissor in 2. Last 1. Now right here, keep jumping in parallel. Don't let anything else change. You're going to remove, if you are comfortable, you're going to remove the left arm from the carriage and reach it towards the jump board. Okay, here we go. Keep that left thigh close to the chest. Square off the shoulders. You're reaching your left fingers straight out there off the shoulder. You're here for 6, 5, 4, last 3, and 2. Now right here, last little challenge. I'm going to ask you to take that left leg into a straightened position. Okay, we took it out of it in the beginning. We kept it bent, but now that left leg is straight, and we're holding that diagonal sling connection from the right shoulder to the left inner thigh. Keep jumping for 6, for 5, for 4, last 3, last 2, and bring it all the way in. Okay, we're gonna do the other side right away, but first I wanna bring you through center. So lie all the way down on your back, no weight. Okay, so I know the weight is back there. You might wanna move it on the floor for this one, and we'll grab it again when we need it. You're gonna lie down on your back. Your ring is between your palms, okay, right at the chest. You're gonna lengthen both legs out against the jump board. Your heels are together, your toes are turned out. Okay, so we're in that first position, zipped up inner thighs. Okay, now right from here, before we start, I'm gonna ask you for an ab curl. So on your exhale, you're gonna narrow through the ribs, draw that belly button up and in and lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, we're in an ab curl. Now, if this gets uncomfortable, a really good solution would be to take the ring behind the base of the skull and just hold it here. Okay, now we are working on the strengthening of those neck extensor muscles, so if you can keep the ring at your chest, I want you to go for it. Okay, you're gonna bend both knees. So the knees still track with big toe, second toe, and your heels are still connected to the jump board. And we're gonna jump and zip as we send that ring over the chest. Jump and zip. Jump and zip. Good. So holding that ab curl, I'm already shaking from holding that curl. Good. Your light hold on the ring. Okay, it might be behind your head at this point, and that's okay. I want you to really work to get your heels down every time. Now, when we land, I'm not letting my knees open as wide as they want to. I'm holding the alignment of the knee, tracking with big toe, second toe. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now keep jumping right here. Take that ring now behind your head. So if it's already there, great. Okay, this is where we're gonna be right now, okay, to give ourselves a little head and neck support. You're imprinting your palms on the opposite side of the ring. We're gonna alternate our landing. All right, so you're gonna land once in first position and once in a wide second. Just open those legs. Zip up, land in first. Open it up, land wide second. First and second. So that wide second is still in external rotation. My toes are still turned at that 45-degree angle. I'm thinking about my inner thighs, shining a little bit more towards the ceiling and pulling up along the spine. Good. Hang on here. You're here for 6. Whew. And land 5. Hang on. We got that other leg to do in 4. And land. Last 3. Whew. And land last 2. Zip it up. And land it wide. 1 more. Land narrow. And land wide. And bring it all the way back through center. Whew. Okay. Let's start that other side. Okay, we want that weight. So come on up, grab your weight wherever you put it. We're going to circle through, starting with the hamstring stretch. So your right foot's going to come into that ring. Your right hand is going to have the opposite squishy pad. So that right leg is straight up towards the ceiling. That foot is flexed, holding that ring, okay? You're going to extend that left leg all the way out to a straight leg. That weight is at your left shoulder, palm facing in, okay? We're going to start with just the jump first, okay? Narrow through the ribs. Make sure there's no rainbow at your low back. You're going to bend that left knee. Inhale, extend for that hop. So when we jump, right, we leave heel, ball, toe. And when we land toe, ball, heel, right? That full articulation through the foot is so important, right? It helps us with our walk, our gait, our stride. Every time we land with that heel down, we're challenging the flexibility through the back line of the leg. Good. So really work to find that. Okay, hang on. You got that nice stretch going on. So I'm actually bending my right elbow that's holding the ring because I'm getting a little bit of a pull on the ball of my right foot, which takes me more into a stretch through that hamstring. So don't be afraid to really feel that stretch there. That's a nice little bonus on this jump. You're here for 4. We're going to add the press of the weight in 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Now right here, keep jumping. Press the weight up and over the shoulder and back down to land. Good. Holding it right here. Same thing we did on the other side. Okay. Now we're going to add that scissor kick. All right, and about 6 more jumps just like this. I know we were, as I talked through everything a while on that other side. So hang on, try to keep you equal. 4, right? Last 3, we don't want to walk out of here lopsided. Last 2. Okay, now let's add that kick. We're going to hold the weight over the shoulder as we give that left leg a little kick to tap the ring. Kick and lower to land. Heel connects to the jump board every time, and I don't mean tap it and then pop off. I mean tap it and stick. Okay, and then kick. Good. Inhale, exhale. Now my breath, because I talk to you guys so much, my breath is definitely off, and I don't follow it like I should. So if you're watching my breathing, it's not accurate. So listen to my cues rather than how I'm breathing. Good. Pulling that belly button up and in. Good. You're here for 6 and 5. Last 4 and 3. Last 2 and last 1. And bring it all the way into pause for a moment. Now we're going to do that ring out the rag. So bring the ring around your shins, halfway between your ankle and your knee. Feet are flat on the jump board. You're going to bring that weight between your palms and press the weight up and over the chest. Okay, now we're going to start jumping, and then we'll take that ab curl. So keeping the feet in parallel, toes shining up, we're going to bend both knees. Inhale, take it out for a little hop. Okay, so fully elongating the leg, pressing outbound into the ring to fire up those abductors. Okay, on your exhale, you're going to take one ab curl and you're going to hold it up there. All right, so we're really working on that neck extensor already. Okay, already those neck muscles are really jumping in. So again, if you need to drop the weight, you can do that. Okay, but if you held it on the other side, I want you to hold it right here. All right, you're here for 4, and we're going to start with those legs only. 3, 2, last 1 through center. Now you're going to twist those legs to the right. Only the legs. Okay, steer the wheel to the right, come back through center to land. Steer and land to the right and land. So my femur, top of my thigh, is rotating in my pelvis, in that hip socket. Twist and bring it back. 2 more. Twist. We're going to add the arms. Last 1. Keep going. Now let's add the arms. Twist, pull to the left. Twist to the right with the legs, pull to the left with the weight. Now with the weight, right? My elbow taps the carriage. That's as far as I'm pulling. I'm looking to the left when I pull. All right, my legs go to the right, I look to the left. And I'm working to keep my low back connected to the carriage. Inhale, exhale to land. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and come all the way through center. Oh, okay, no weight for this one. Okay, so come on up. You can set it on your headrest because we're going to do those teaser jumps. Come on up. You're going to scoot back a little bit. We're going to have the right hand down this time. So your left foot's on the jump board. Your right foot is in the ring. Who comes up with this stuff, right? Left hand on the opposite. So right foot, left hand on that ring. Right hand is behind you for a little propped up support. So my right elbow is soft. I'm going to square off my shoulders. Okay, and I'm going to lengthen out my left leg. That's my jumping leg. My right knee, I'm going to pull it into my chest. So my shin is parallel to the floor. All right, we're going to hold a squared off chest and pelvis. As we bend that left knee, inhale, take it out for a little jump. Now, you want to be light through your right palm. That's the one on the carriage. All right, because that arm's going to lift. So right now, if we're really relying on that support, it won't be able to lift. I want you to find the connection through center. Okay, hang on to that. Keep those shoulders squared off towards the jump board. Okay, we got 6. We're going to add that little scissor kick in 5. Last 4. Last 3. And 2. Now right here, add that little kick, tap the ring, and bring it back to land. Okay, now I can already feel on this side, my stability is off a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to really focus on keeping the pelvis quiet, thinking about my psoas on the left side, pulling up that leg, tap. Good, keeping the right thigh close to my chest. Hold on. You're here for 4, 3, the jump is small, 2, 1. Now keep jumping right here. If you can take that right hand off the carriage, no more scissor kick. Sorry, take that away. Just that straight jump. If you can take that right hand off of the carriage and continue your jump, fantastic. I want you to feel the connection from the left shoulder to the right inner thigh. That is a real connection through the body. We're strengthening it. Okay, now we're here for 4 more, and then I'm going to ask you to straighten that right leg. Okay, last 3. Full extension of that jumping leg. 2, 1. Now right here, straighten out your right leg. Continue that jump. Continue that jump. Whoo, this is it. You're here for 6. Exhale to land. 5, 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1. And bring it all the way in. Okay. All right. We're going to lie down. So no more jump board. But before we lie down, I want you to keep your ring handy. You're going to set your weight on the floor because you don't need that right now. You're going to change your springs to 1 extra light. So 1 yellow for me, no blue. Okay. Now, if your headrest was up, I'd like you to put it down now so it doesn't get in the right way while we work through the rest of the sequences. So put that headrest down. You're going to lie on your right elbow, okay? So my right forearm is going to come up against my shoulder blocks. Palm flat or ninja palm, your choice. Now, with the ring, actually, do we want the ring for this one? I don't think so. No, we don't need the ring. So set it down with the weight right in front of you on the floor. Okay, grab your long strap. That long loop that's right in front of you is going to come around your left foot, okay? So right from here, I'm going to curl up like I'm lounging on the couch, although this is going to be everything but lounging. My knees are lined up. My hips are stacked. I've got length on my right waistline and length on my left. I'm lifting up out of that right shoulder. Okay, now from here, my left arm's going to come up towards the sky. Okay, now right now the strap is between my thighs. Okay, that way it doesn't rub against the top of the leg. We're going to just lift the hips in this position. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to lift the hips off the carriage and lower. Lift and lower. So I'm imprinting my right shin and my right forearm into the carriage as I lift. Right, getting a lift of those hips for 3. And lower. Last 2. And lower. Last 1, you're going to hold it up there, all right? So now we've kind of practiced lifting them up there. We're going to hold it up there, and we're going to open the top leg. So the knee and the ankle are going to open and close. Open and close. And I'm opening that left leg like it's a door, right? Into external rotation we go. So that femur in the hip rotates so that my inner thigh can shine forward. And I'm staying lifted out of my right hip. I'm staying lifted off the carriage. 4, you can always put the hip down if you need to. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now we're going to combine it all. Close the leg and lower the hips. Okay, reset. We're going to lift the hips. Lift the hips. Open the door. Hold. And extend the leg. Oi! Bend the leg. Close the door. Lower the hips. Here we go. Lift the hips. Open the door. Knee and ankle. Extend the leg, full extension. Bend the leg. Close the door. Lower the hips. 2 more like that. Lift the hips. Open the door. Extend the leg. Bend the knee. Close the door. Lower the hips. 1 more like that. Lift the hips. Open the leg. Extend the leg. Hold. Point the toe. Draw little circles for me from the top of the hip. From the top of the hip. For 4. Oh boy. For 3. For 2. Go the other way with your circle. They're the size of a grapefruit. 4. 3. 2. and bend it in and bring it down. Whew. Okay, that was a toughie. All right, but that's it, short and sweet. Okay, take that strap off. We're gonna come onto the floor. Okay, so hang up that strap. You're gonna step off right in front of you. You need both your weight and your ring, okay? We're gonna do a psoas drag. Staying on the extra light. You're not gonna change your springs at all. They're gonna stay like that the rest of class. Your right knee is on the carriage. Now I have my shin flat and my toes relaxed on that right leg, close to the edge of the carriage. Now my ring, actually we don't need the weight here. I keep messing that up. Put the weight on your headrest. You just need your ring, okay? The ring is gonna come between your palms. Now I want you to find a lunge. So the left foot is on the floor, and you're gonna find a position where you're far enough in front with that left foot that you can get the tilt of the torso and the bend of that knee. Okay, so your left knee is bent, tracking with big toe, second toe. My hips are square, so send your left hip back and your right hip forward. My shoulders are square to the rear. I am tilted. Ribs over pelvis. Okay. My ring is actually gonna start overhead. So we're gonna press those arms up and over. My biceps are framing my ears, okay? Imprinting the palm in the ring, I'm gonna hold this lunge as I pull my right knee in and my ring down. I wanna pull to the point where my knees line up, and then I'm gonna send it back. I'm gonna exhale, draw the right knee forward to pull the ring down. My toes on the floor, the left toes, they're gonna wanna grip the floor. Try to relax the toes, because when we overly grip with the toes, you're gonna feel some pain and tension through that ankle and through the outer line of that calf. Okay, so we wanna relax that a little bit. Good, psoas drag. So right now, your right psoas, I'm dropping my ring for a second just so I can explain. Your right psoas is responsible for dragging that knee forward. Okay, so I want you to think about that from the core. Pull and drag. You've got 4 more. Inhale. My left leg is completely isometric. And extend. Last 3. Pull and drag. And extend on your inhale. Exhale. Pull and drag. Hold. Pause. And extend. Last one is a hold. Pull and hold it right here. Now, we're gonna twist to the left. So on your inhale, you're gonna rotate to the left with that ring. Exhale back to center. Hold your drag. Pull. Rotate your right ribs towards your left inner thigh and back through center. I'm not releasing the carriage. Twist. Exhale, center. 4 more. Inhale, twist. Exhale through center. Last 3. You feel that left leg, right? That left glute. And back through center. Last 2. Inhale. My ribs are aligned with my pelvis. Exhale, center. Last 1. Inhale. Exhale through center. Now hold it here. Don't release yet. You're going to release your knee 1 inch and pull it back 1 inch. Release 1 inch and pull it back 1 inch. For 6 and pull it back. For 5 and pull it back. For 4, pull it back. Last 3 and pull it back. Pull with your core. 2. Last 1. And release it all the way back up to standing. Whew, that left leg, we feel it, right? Okay, what's next? Okay, we're gonna do some inner thigh movements. You're gonna need your weight for this one, okay? For sure, for sure. So your right knee, I'm gonna turn away from my frame. I'm on the same side I just was. My right knee is coming down to the carriage. Okay, I'm gonna have my right shin up against the shoulder block and my right knee at the edge of the carriage, okay? Now my left foot is on the floor and I have my ring and a weight. What am I gonna do with these? I'm gonna bend that left knee. So my standing leg on that floor is bent and I've got to tilt forward already. We're gonna intensify the work through the glute by leaning more over, hinging more. Okay, so the ring is gonna come to the floor and I've got 1 squishy pad in front of my left toes and the other squishy pad under my left hand. All right, the weight is all the way down under my shoulder. So I'm letting my right arm hang towards the floor, palm in, and it is just holding that weight under the shoulder, okay? Now already we just worked this left glute and we're working it again. All right, so you're gonna feel it right away. That's the point. Okay, right here, we're gonna open up our right inner thigh, okay? So you're gonna open up the right inner thigh and open up the right arm into a T and bring it back. Open it up and bring it back. Good, 4 more. Open and bring it back. Last 3, open and bring it back. Last 2, lateral lift, opening of the inner thigh. You're keeping the pelvis as quiet as possible. It's gonna move a little bit, all right? Open that right inner thigh and close. You're on an extra light spring. It shouldn't feel too difficult. On your next one, you're gonna hold it open. You're feeling your left leg, your standing leg. Hold this here, and now you're gonna pulse that right weight up. So you're gonna feel that right lat, the shoulder, the back body. Okay, we're working that side because that's connected to that left inner thigh and that left glute. Hold it here for 4. For 3, my right inner thigh is open for 2. Last one, bring it all the way in, and now we're gonna stand up. Okay, we're gonna change what we're doing with that leg. You're gonna turn your standing leg out into external rotation, so 45-degree angle with those toes, opening the inner thigh a little more forward. You're gonna bring your ring to your left hip with your left hand holding it in place. My weight right down in front of that shoulder, and my arm is long, so my bell of my weight is at my right thigh. Okay, now from here, we're gonna do somewhat of a very similar movement, except we're gonna open the right thigh and bend the left knee. So it looks like this. You're gonna lift that weight forward as you single leg plie on the left and inner thigh open on the right. My arm is right off my shoulder. I'm pressing into my ring. And then I'm gonna zip it all the way back up. Open it up. So these are complicated moves, right? The choreography is a little different. So the cues I take really seriously. I cue directionally, so you have to pay attention to that. The brain is working just as hard as the body. Good, and lift. Bend that left knee, open the right inner thigh, and close. That right arm is just a front raise, okay, but we've got palm facing in. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more into that bicep. And close. 4 more. Bend and open. And close. Last 3. Bend and open. And close. Making sure, don't be afraid to take a look at that left knee, making sure that that left kneecap is tracking between big toe and second toe. We're always looking for that alignment to protect the knee. Good. Last one, you're gonna hold right here. Open that inner thigh, bending that left knee. I'm lightly pressing into my ring. That weight is right off my shoulder, and I'm gonna pulse that weight up, up, up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're gonna take that arm all the way up and overhead, and we're gonna pull it all the way down to a lateral raise and back in front of the body. All the way up and overhead, wrap it to the side, palm faces the floor, that lateral raise or that half T, and then all the way down. Lift it up, circle it around and down. Good, last 4, up, around and down. Good, 3, you're still in that isometric hold through the legs and down. Last 2, around and down. Good, last 1, around and down, and pull it all the way back in. Whew. Okay. We are coming into, no, not yet, almost into the well, not yet. Put your weight back on your headrest. That's its little safe space. We don't need it for this move either. You're gonna turn and face the rear of your machine with your ring. Okay, now this is more balance. Your ring is coming to the floor, okay, and I'm gonna suggest that you're lined up with your headrest. You can always adjust it as you work. The ring is gonna come to the floor. You're gonna place your right foot on the ring. Okay, so I'm standing on my left leg only. I'm gonna reach over and grab my strap, and I'm gonna choke up on my strap with my left hand, okay? Now, that arm is just gonna be extended right off the front of the body, not doing anything with that arm yet, okay? I don't want you to add resistance until we find balance. I'm gonna stand nice and tall, sternum over pubic bone. The ball of my right foot, so the base of my toes are on that ring. Single leg stand, right? We're gonna plie on that right side. So I'm gonna bring my right hand to my hip, and I'm gonna plie my standing leg and extend. Plie and extend. Good, bend and lift. Nice and simple. We're going to add on to this though, but I want you to have this sense of center before you continue on, because if that's not there, once we start adding resistance, it's going to get a lot more difficult. All right, we're here for 4 and stand. Light hold on the ring. 3 and stand. 2 and stand. Bend and stand. Now on your next plie, you're going to hold your plie, hold the bend in the standing leg. Your chest is still tall, and you're going to row with your left arm, pulling that left elbow into your waist. Okay, you're going to extend the arm and stand back up. Plie, row, extend, and stand. 2 more like that where it's all separated. Plie, row, extend, and stand. Plie, row, twisting that palm to face the midline, extend, and stand. Now we're going to do it all as one move. You're going to plie and row, extend and stand. Plie and row, extend and stand. Now remember, plie, less is more. I want you to stay tall. I don't want you to tilt forward. Okay? You want to keep the alignment, the ribs stacked over the pelvis. Okay? My arm as I row, it twists. My bicep twists forward. Right? Palm is down when it's extended, and then palm is in, facing in when I row. You've got 4 more like that. Plie and row, extend. Plie and row, extend. Last 2. Plie and row, extend. All that pressure in that standing leg, right? Nothing in the ring yet. On your next one, you're going to hold your plie and you're going to hold your row. Don't let it go. Stay right there. Now we're going to pulse down into the ring, intentioning into the ring. From the top of the hip, I want you to think of more even from the core, from that right psoas. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand all the way back up. Whew. Okay, take the ring out from underneath that foot, hang up the strap. Now you are coming into the well, right? Yes. Okay, we're coming into the well. Ring between the palms. All right, this time but a little bit of balance here, but just more intense work through that left glute. All right, now we're going to come into a split stance. So my left foot's going to stay on the floor again, right? We're working the left side. My right toes are going to come to the headrest. Now I want to make sure, you might want to do a quick test. If you bend your left knee, your standing leg, is it in front of your toes? If it is, I want you to hop a little more forward so you have a wider stance, okay? I want you to remain square with your pelvis. So both hip bones shine straight towards the rear. Okay, inner thighs are close together. Ring is going to stay at the chest, okay? We're going to squeeze the ring as we split lunge. So we're going to bend our standing leg, and that right knee is going to get a little bit more bent. I'm taking a look at my left knee, making sure it's tracking with big toe, second toe, and then I stand, release the ring. Squeeze the ring, split lunge, stand and release. Squeeze and bend. Stand and release. Good. Now, keeping those hips square, we're going to start to add on. You've got 4 more. 4. And inhale to stand. Exhale, bend. Try to level out your weight, right? We don't want to dump all of our weight into the standing leg, but we also want to be light on the headrest. We want to stay center. 2. And stand. Good. Next one, you're going to hold your split lunge. Okay, now right from here, we're going to hinge forward. So keeping the ring at your chest, it isn't going to leave that spot right now. You're going to lift your right leg off the headrest and hinge over, that long line hinge. The same thing we did in the beginning of class on the box. Now you're going to come back up, find the headrest with your right toes, and find your split lunge. You're going to extend through the standing leg. Hinge over. You have a slight imprint on that ring. Level out your hips, pause in your hinge. Come back to the headrest. Find your split lunge. Whew. Stand and hinge. Good. And I want you to work on that hinge, right? We already warmed it up on the box. You've got 3 more. Bend into that split lunge. Extend and hinge, lifting the right leg into that beautiful arabesque. Level out the pelvis. Come all the way back up. Last 2. Bend into your split lunge and extend that left leg. Hinge. Good, come all the way back up. Last one, you're gonna hold your split lunge right here. And now we're gonna pulse the ring, squeeze in on the ring. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now right here, hold your ring at the chest, relax the toes on the headrest. Okay, from here, you're gonna drag the headrest towards you. So you're gonna drag your right knee in to line up with your left knee, and then slowly release that. Drag your right knee in to match your left knee, and extend. Now I relaxed my back toes. I'm dragging with the top line of my leg, right? The top of the foot is flat on the headrest. I'm dragging with my psoas though, all the way up along that spine. You're here for 4. We're isometric through the left leg. Inhale. Last 3. Pull and extend. Last 2. Pull that belly button up, and as you do it, good. Last 1, you're gonna hold the drag. Hold it right there, and let's pulse the ring again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it all the way back up. Oh, okay. A lot of holding today, right? We got a lot of holding. All right, we got a lat pull coming up. So that weight is still hanging out on your headrest, just in case you were wondering. The ring is coming around your shins again, just like we did when we jumped. Okay, so halfway between the knee and the ankle bone, okay? Right from here. I'm gonna be halfway in my well, all right? We're gonna squat. So we're gonna reach those sitting bones back as the arms travel up and overhead. Now you are in a very narrow squat, okay? So you know how I mentioned at the beginning of class, you could use a mini ring if you wanted to. If you are using a smaller ring than standard size, please have it between your legs and not around them, okay? Because it's gonna make you too narrow, all right? So right now, my knees are directly underneath my hips, and I'm reaching those sitting bones back, and as I do that, I'm keeping all 10 toes on the floor. I'm imprinting outbound into my ring for 4. Inhale, lift. Last 3. Inhale, lift. We're gonna get a lot deeper. 2, and lift. Last 1, you're gonna hold your squat. Now I'm gonna bring my hands to my headrest. Make sure you can maintain a nice hinge through the torso and not round the back. I don't want you to round. I want you to keep the back flat, open the collarbone wide. Okay, so get that position with the upper body. I already have some resistance on my carriage because I've pulled it towards me. Now, right from here, I'm gonna row both arms. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the elbows in towards my waist, and I'm gonna inhale as I release. And I'm gonna lift my headrest to give myself a little bit more range of motion. Extend those arms and bend. So right now, we're in an isometric hold. This is not heavy for the upper body. I know that, right? But we're holding through the lower half, and what I want you to focus on is what's happening at the shoulder and at the bicep, right? As I pull my elbows in, my bicep spirals forward, and then as I extend, it spirals back towards the midline. That position is gonna help you through so much, through tricep work, tricep push-ups, right? When we do any sort of row with the straps or with the weight, I talk about the bicep spiraling forward. So right here when it's light, this is a really nice time to practice that spiral. The inside elbow spirals forward, then back towards the midline. You're here for 4. I'm distracting you from your squat. Last 3, whew, and extend. Last 2, and extend. Now right here, you're gonna release that carriage all the way, come all the way back up to a stand. Okay, I'm gonna grab my weight with my right hand. My left hand is gonna come to the shoulder block. So we're gonna find that squat again, holding the weight in that racked position right at your shoulder. You're gonna find 1 squat. So you're gonna reach those sitting bones back, let the torso tilt, hold. All right, that was a reset. Your left hand is gonna grab the shoulder block, right hand is right at the shoulder. We're gonna row with the left arm only. We're not gonna twist, and we're gonna push that weight up and over the shoulder and extend. Good. Pull and press and extend. Pull and press and extend. So I'm keeping that bicep on the right side with the weight right in front of my ear. That bicep hugs my ear as I press. I'm not twisting as I row. When I feel that left lat working and that belly button's pulled up and in as I imprint outbound into my ring for 4. Whew. Last 3. So the weight's not heavy today either, right? 2. But what we're really looking at is coordination. We're doing a bunch of different stuff all at one time. Good. Last 1. Hold your row with the carriage. Don't let your carriage go. Pull your weight down towards your shoulder where it started. Now, don't let the carriage go. I'm going to ask you to twist across the body and punch that weight and bring it back to your shoulder. Twist and punch and bring it back. Now, as I twist, I'm in a squat, I'm in a hinge. Oh my goodness, so much to think about. I want you to focus on the rotation of the rib basket only. 4, and bring it back. Last 3, my right ribs towards my left inner thigh. Last 2, and bring it back. Last 1, and bring it back, and release all the way back to stand. Okay. Other side. Other side. This is your middle point, your middle ground. Okay. Left hand at the shoulder. We're going to find that squat one more time. Reach those sitting bones straight back. Right hand grabs onto the shoulder block. Okay, find a squared off position. You're going to row and press and extend. Row and press and extend. My left bicep hugs my ear. Good. I'm not getting a huge row, right? Because the carriage hits my legs. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of obstacles. But I want you to think about your form. Think about your core and the role it's playing here. Right? Stabilizing the pelvis, helping that right arm row, helping that left arm press. Whew, we got 4. Press and extend. Last 3. Press and extend. Last 2. Press and extend. Last 1. Hold your row, hold your press. Okay, now don't let the carriage go. Pull your left arm down where it started. The weight is at your left shoulder. And now holding the carriage in, you're going to twist and punch to the right. And bring it back to center. Twist and punch. Whoo! And bring it back. Twist and punch. Focus on the rotation of the ribs, not the pelvis. Okay, you've got 4 more. Twist and punch. And bring it back. Don't let that carriage go. 3. And bring it back. Last 2. And bring it back. So much to think about. Right, that's the theme today. So much to think about. Last 1. Come back through center. And stand all the way up. Release that carriage. Whew. Okay. Set the weight back down. Make sure if your headrest went up for that, put it back down. Take off your ring. We're going to do that split lunge on the other side. Are we ready? Woo! The legs. Okay. So the right foot's going to stay in the well. Your left toes are going to come to the headrest, and they're going to start in that turned under position. Okay? Now, you want to take a quick split lunge to test the alignment of your right knee. Make sure your hips are square to the rear, shoulders are square, and your knee is falling behind the toes, okay? If you're in a good position, that ring comes between the palms. Here we go. We're going to bend into that split lunge and press up. Your right foot is heavy in the floor. Now, I want you to think about the right heel heavier than the toes, even though the toes are not invited to lift off the floor. They need to stay down. I want you to think about sending your right hip back as you bend that knee and the left hip forward. So you keep the pelvis square. You've got 4. And press. Last 3. And press. Last 2. And press it up. Last 1, you're going to hold right here. Okay, now from here, we're going to do that hinge. You're going to lift up and out on that right leg as the left leg travels up and back for that long line hinge. All right, I'm not touching any part of the reformer in this hinge. My right foot's on the floor, my left leg's in the air, my ring is between my hands. Bring the toes back to the headrest, find your split lunge. Come back up, lift into that arabesque and that long line hinge. Shoulders are square and not rounding through the back, right? Toes to the headrest, find your split lunge. Whoo, long line hinge. Good. It should get stronger as you work. 4 more. You start to find balance. There's muscle memory there. Good. Hinge. Take your time, right? We're not moving fast. We don't move fast here. Last 3. Bend, Not typically anyway, right? Sometimes, once in a while, we throw in a little bit of fun stuff. Last 2, bend and extend to that hinge. Be happy we're not holding the hinge. Good, and bend and extend and press or reach that leg back up and out. Okay, now find your split lunge and hold for me. Okay, pulse in on that ring. 8, 7, not with your shoulders. I want you to feel your back in your chest for 4, 3, 2. Now hold it right here. Relax your toes on the headrest. The top of your foot should be flat on that headrest. And right here, you're gonna drag your left knee in to match your right knee and then send it back slow. Drag the knees in alignment and bring it back slow. And I'm thinking about not letting my pelvis dip on that left side and pulling with my left psoas. My chest is lifted. I've got that slight tilt, so I feel my right glute a whole bunch, right? You've got 4 more right here, nice and strong. 4, inhale, release. Last 3, inhale, release. Last 2, and release. Last 1, you're gonna hold it in. Pulse that ring. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way up. Ooh, toasty on the right side already. All right, come on out of your well. Okay, we're gonna do that ring balance. Okay, so making sure I don't forget anything because that happens from time to time. We're gonna face the rear. Okay, this time your left foot is coming onto the ring. Left foot, right? Hold on a second, I need to remind myself. Yes, left foot. Left foot on the ring, right foot on the floor. Okay, grab your strap and you're gonna choke up on it. Now, I recommend you being lined up with your headrest. Okay, that might be too aggressive. If it is, you wanna get closer to the rear, okay? Find the spot that works for you. The closer you are to the rear, the less aggressive it's gonna be. The closer you are to the jump board, the more aggressive, okay? Find a spot and level out or square off your shoulders and square off your hips. Okay, that right arm is extended, your left hand is on your hip. We're gonna start with a simple plie. So keeping the sternum aligned over the pubic bone. We're gonna bend that right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. I am not applying any pressure to the ring. I have a very light hold there. My upper body isn't doing anything yet. Okay, I want to just make sure I have my balance down and my stability before I start to add resistance, right? So we're here for 4 more. Think about that energy. Down the outer line of the leg, up the inner thigh. Goes right under the sole of that foot. Last 3. Up and bend for 2. Whew. And bend. Good. Now on your next one, you're going to hold your plie. So you're bent through your standing leg. That is your right leg. Now we're going to row. We're going to row that right elbow into the waist and extend. Now one side's going to feel different. My right side always feels shakier. So it's going to take me the first couple to kind of find the balance in my body. Okay, here we go. So when you row, remember that practice we just had when we were in the well of the machine where I asked you to spiral your bicep and your inside elbow forward. You are doing that here when you row this strap. So we row, bicep is forward, my palm is facing in. As I extend the arm, my palm is down. Bend and extend. Good. 3 more, and we're gonna add it all together. 2, and extend. Last 1, and extend. Now right here, stand up out of your plie. Okay, we're gonna plie. So bend that right leg, hold. Row with the right arm, extend the right arm, whoo, and stand. Plie, row, extend, and stand. 2 more like that. Bend, row. Remember the connection through the sole of your foot. That's gonna help balance. Good, last one. Bend, row, extend, and stand. Now let's put it all together with no separation. We're gonna plie and row, stand and extend. Plie and row, stand and extend, keeping your shoulders and your hips squared off towards the rear of the machine. Okay, you've got 4 more. Bend and row, extend and stand. Last 3, bend and row, extend and stand. Last 2, bend and row. I'm looking straight forward. Okay, got my eyes locked on a position so that I can maintain some balance with that. Good. On your next one, you're going to hold your plie and hold your row. And now you're going to intention down into that ring. So you're going to pulse down into your ring. And already I'm trying to find the pulse from the core. If the pulse is coming from the foot, you're going to have a really hard time holding up that ring. I want you to think all the way up from the core, right along the spine, that psoas. Good. Hold on to it. Square off the hips, square off the shoulders for 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring it all the way up. Woof. Okay, take the ring out, hang up the strap. We got that psoas drag, I believe. No, we got the inner thigh first. Inner thigh first, then the psoas. Okay, so you're going to need both your weight and your ring. Okay, you're going to take your left knee onto the carriage. I'm facing away from my reformer. Left knee on the carriage up against the shoulder block. Now, we're going to start in that hinged over position, all right, where we're going to really feel that right glute even more. So my right foot is parallel, right off the side, or right in front of the frame, toes shining forward. I'm going to hinge over with that, putting that ring in front of my right toes. My right hand is on the ring, okay? Now, in this position, I'm going to lower my left arm under my shoulder with the weight. So that helps me square off my shoulders. They're both in the same level, and my hips are squared off towards the wall or towards the mirror. Okay, from here, holding this position, light hold on the ring, you're going to open up your left inner thigh and open up that left arm into a lateral raise or a T and bring it back. Good. Open up the left arm, open up the left inner thigh. Don't shift your weight though. Where's your weight? Your weight is in your standing leg or your right foot. Okay, you've got a little bit of weight in the carriage, but not a lot. I'm keeping my pelvis completely level as I open up that inner thigh. So it's a small opening. It's not big. It's very, very small because I don't want to dump my weight into the carriage. I want to keep it on the floor. All right, we're here for 4. And lower. Last 3 and lower. Last 2. My right knee is bent, right? Last 1 and hold. Hold it out there. Pulse that weight up. Up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the arm, bring the inner thigh in, stand up. Okay, now we're changing what we're doing. We're going to take that right leg into external rotation so the inner thigh is shining more forward. Toes are a 45-degree angle from the hip. My right knee is still soft. That ring is going to come to my right hip, okay? My left arm is right down in front of the shoulder, bell of the weight at the top of my left thigh. I'm going to plie on my right leg and open my left inner thigh. As I do that, I'm going to front raise, or hammer raise, I guess, because this is a front raise, right? So the palm's in, so we're changing it up. And then come back up. Good. Bend that right knee, open up that left inner thigh, still keep my pelvis level. And I'm happy on this side because I can see myself in the mirror. These are strange moves, right? They feel in the body, they're different. There's a lot going on. So that's what this class is all about today. Coordination, right? Lots to think about, lots to concentrate on. So for that reason, it is very advanced, all right, because we've got so much going on and multiple props, right? Bending that right knee, opening that left inner thigh. Inhale to stand up. Bend and open. Let's go for 4 more. That right kneecap tracks with my big toe, second toe. And then I pull up. Last 3. And pull it up. Hips stay completely level. That's the challenge on this move, this sequence in particular, is keeping those hips level. Good. Open and stand. Next one we're going to hold. We hold that single leg plie. We hold that inner thigh opener, and we pulse that left arm for 8, 7. The bell of the weight up and down. 5, 4. We're going to change what that arm is doing in 3, 2, 1. Now right here, you're going to bring that arm up and overhead. Circle the palm down and around to that T and all the way in front of the shoulder. Up and overhead, bicep frames the ear, palm faces down as it comes to that T, all the way down in front of the body, up and around. So I'm drawing a circle with that left arm. Good, and I'm isometric in my plie on the right leg. That left inner thigh opener, my weight is in the floor. I've got a light imprint on my ring, keeping me lifted and keeping me tall. Good, down and around. You've got 4 more. Lift, down and around. Last 3. Lift, down and around. Some nice mobility through that left arm, that left shoulder. 2. And last 1. Down and around. And bring it all the way up. Okay, here we go. Now we're going on to that psoas drag. So I'm going to face the rear. My weight is going to be right at that headrest again. Okay, my left shin and knee are going to come to the edge of the carriage. I'm going to take that modified lunge position. So my right foot is on the floor, and I've already got myself in a hinged over position. My right knee bent, tracking with big toe, second toe. I'm going to start with my ring up and overhead. Okay, so I've got my biceps framing my ears. Now, the goal is to use that left psoas to drag this carriage. So right from here, we're gonna drag the carriage in. My right knee is isometric, and my elbows pull to my waist with that ring. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drag and pull. So notice I'm not standing up on my right leg. I'm keeping it in that locked lunge position. I'm not letting that move. Okay, that's a challenge in and of itself right there without the drag. Okay, inhale to extend, keep the shoulders and the pelvis square. Exhale, pull with the core. Inhale, make sure your toes are relaxed on both the carriage and on the floor. Okay, for different reasons, right? But on the floor, I want you to make sure you're not gripping with the foot and the ankle. Pull. You've got 4 more. Inhale. Exhale, pull. Last 3. Inhale, I'm dragging till my knees line up. And then extending. 2 more. Exhale, pull it in. We got that twist coming up. And release. Good. Last one, pull and hold it there. Okay, now from here, relax your toes. You're going to inhale as you twist to the right. Exhale, back through center. Do not let your carriage go. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Your twist is small. We're not completely upright. So what I want you to think about with this tilt you've got going on is that those left ribs are getting a little closer to that right inner thigh, that diagonal sling through the torso. Relax your toes for 4. Twist. Exhale, center. Last 3. Twist. Exhale, center. Last 2. Use that inhale. Exhale, center. Last 1. Don't let it go. Hold right here. Give me a pulse on that ring. 8. Oh, no. No pulse on the ring. My bad. See, I almost forgot. You're going to release the carriage 1 inch and pull it in 1 inch. That's what we did. See, sometimes there's so much for me to think about too. Okay, you're releasing the carriage 1 inch and pulling it in 1 inch. And we're releasing with the psoas. Think about the core all the way up. I know you feel your right leg and that right glute and that outer thigh. Hang on. For 4, pull. And 3, pull. And 2, and last 1, and bring it all the way up. Whew. Okay. My goodness, that side lying butterfly. So you don't need your ring for this one. You're going to need your ring at the end, and that's it. Put your ring down on the side. Put your weight on the side as well. Okay? You're going to lie down on your left forearm. My left forearm is up against the shoulder blocks. I'm going to curl up with those knees stacked, hips stacked. I'm going to take my long loop right in front of me and put that long loop around my right foot. Okay, here we go. The strap is running between my inner thighs, okay? Lifted out of that left shoulder. Make sure you have alignment from shoulder to elbow. Right arm is up towards the ceiling. Okay, keeping the knees together, the legs bent. We're just going to lift the hips. So on your inhale, you're going to pick those hips up off the carriage. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. 4 and lower. Last 3. Lift and lower. Last 2. I'm imprinting that left shin into the carriage. Okay, finding that lift. We're going to add on here. So on your next one, you're going to lift and hold. My right leg is going to open up with that strap. My inner thigh shines forward. and then I bring it to close. Open and close. 4 more just like that. Open, keep the hips stacked. Don't let that top hip roll back. 3 and lower. Last 2 and lower. If you need to bring your hip down, you can always bring the hip to the carriage. Okay, on your next one, you're gonna open and close. We're gonna start to add on. Okay, so lower the hips. Right here, we're gonna lift the hips, lift. Open the leg, open. Extend the right leg slowly. Bend the knee back, close the legs, lower the hips. Lift the hips. Open the inner thigh and ankle. Now slowly you extend that leg because any sort of momentum, you're gonna go flying. Bend the knee, close the legs, lower the hips. You've got 4 more. Lift, open, extend, bend, close, and lower. Last 3. Lift, open, extend, bend, close, and lower. 2 more. Lift, open, extend. Whoo! Hang on. Our next one is a hold. Okay, get ready for it. I'm going to realign myself. I'm going to lift, open, extend and hold. Point your toe. Draw little circles from the top of the hip. Don't let your hips collapse. 4, 3, 2. Go the other way with your circle. 4, 3, 2. And lower all the way down. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang up that strap. We are gonna stand, okay? But we're gonna stand with the ring, all right? So grab you no longer need your weight. We are on 1 yellow spring here. So I'm gonna ask you for a lot of safety steps in the beginning. If you feel like you're gonna need more support for standing on the carriage, please go to 1 blue and take off the yellow. Okay? Otherwise, you are on 1 yellow spring. You're going to stand up on the carriage holding the shoulder blocks. Okay? Now, you're going to grab your left strap and you're going to grab your right strap and the ring between your palms. Okay? So I like to loop my straps around the squishy pad just so I have a nice little grip on the ring. Okay? But I want you to find a comfortable position to hold the straps and the ring. We're going to start in a squat. Okay? So rarely do I have you fully extend your legs, but I want you to slowly start to stand. Don't pull on your straps, just let them guide with you naturally to 2 straight legs. Now my feet are slightly wider than hips width, okay? We're gonna find 1 squat to hold it. That's why I wanted you to stand first, because we're gonna be in it for a while. I want you to hold with good form. You're gonna reach with your sitting bones back, okay? And let the torso tilt naturally. And hold your squat. Now I want you to make sure that your booty is above knee height. You're not super low. Your shoulders are down your back. All right, now the ring. You're gonna bring the ring into the chest. Gently pull it there because any sort of momentum in this position and you're gonna take a nosedive into the well. And I don't want that because I'm not there to help you. All right, so right from here, you're gonna take that ring, okay? And you're gonna press it up and overhead. You want your biceps to frame your ears. The carriage is going to move only slightly, and then you're going to bring the ring back to your chest. Okay? Inhale. Press the ring up and overhead. Hold that squat. You're isometric. And bring the ring back to the chest slowly. Okay, elbows bend at the waist, and then they extend so the biceps can frame the ears. Good. And there's a lot of resistance on 1 yellow, right? You've got 4 more. Press it up there and bend. Last 3. Press and bend. Whoo! Last 2. Press it up there and bend those elbows. Last 1. You're going to hold those arms extended for me. Hold them overhead. Biceps frame those ears. That's important. Ribs stacked over the pelvis. Pulse your squat for me. 1 inch up and down. From your sitting bones. Narrowing as you stand. Broadening as you lower for 8. 7. 6, thinking about those sitting bones narrowing and broadening for 4, for 3, last 2, and bring it all the way down nice and slow, hands to the headrest, and come all the way down to your knees, okay? Whew. Okay, we're gonna stretch. Hang up those straps. Ooh, there goes my strap. Set your ring down on the side. All right, we're going to start with just a nice child's pose. Take those knees the width of the carriage. Go ahead and let your head bow between those shoulder blocks. Arms are going to reach across that frame and just open up the back, open up the chest. Slow your breath. We're going to take a nice big inhale here. Inhale. Fill up that rib cage. Exhale all that air out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale all that air out. Okay, now coming back up onto your knees, do a quick stretch for the upper body. So you're going to keep your knees under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders. You're still rear facing on that machine. And you're going to take that right arm, palm up, and you're going to slide it through that little window on the left. Let your head go right between those shoulder blocks again. Pet your cat as you stretch. Hold on right here, opening up that back body. Good for here for 4, getting that spinal twist for 3. Last 2. Good, coming all the way back up through center. Let's take it the other side. Left hand, palm up. You're going to lace it through that window on the right. Little thread the needle with the upper body. Feel that spinal twist. Okay, allow the body to just sink into that. I'm bowing my head between the shoulder blocks, but you can always wiggle forward if you want a little bit more space for your head. Last 3. Last 2. Coming all the way back up through center. We're going to do a little stretch off the side of the machine. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that ring. I'm going to step off facing the front of the machine. Doesn't matter which side you're on because we're going to do both sides. You're going to go ahead and bring that foot on the floor, nice and flat. That's my right foot. I'm starting on my right side. My left foot is up against that shoulder block, and I'm going to bend that right leg into a lunge, hands on that jump board, and just let that left thigh lie down on the carriage, opening up that left psoas, that left hip. Right knee tracks in front of the ankle. Sitting back into my right hip, I'm going to think about, just like we did when we were working, the right hip going back and the left hip going forward. So you keep that squared off position and just relaxing into this for 4, for 3, for 2. Now stay right here. Relax your back toes. Those, for me, that's my left toes, the ones on the carriage. Let them relax. And now you're going to straighten out the front leg and let your hands come to the frame. Okay, you're on one extra light spring, so this should move pretty lightly. Now, if you had changed or adjusted your springs in that squat for a heavier load so that you had a little bit more support, make sure you're on an extra light right now so the carriage can slide easily. All right, reaching that right hip back and that left hip forward. You're here for 4. Last 3. Opening or lengthening out of that hamstring. Last 2. Good, and coming all the way forward. Let's crawl over to the other side. Right, usually I give you something through center, but this was a long one today. So we're just going to go take that other side. My left foot is on the floor. My right foot is up against that shoulder block. I'm going to open up into that lunged position. Left knee tracks in front of the ankle. My right hip opens up, and I lie that right thigh down on the carriage. Just hold it right there, sending the left hip back, the right hip forward for 4, for 3, breathing through this for 2. Go ahead and wiggle those toes away from the shoulder block and let those toes relax, okay? And then you're going to extend that front leg, the one that's on the floor, and bring your hands to the frame. Good, opening up into that modified split, lengthening out of that left hamstring. My left toes are on the floor, but you can also flex that foot if that feels good. I'm going to keep my left toes down and work on that extension through the front side of the ankle. For 4, for 3, last 2. Pulling that carriage all the way in, hands back to the jump board. Bring that right foot or whatever foot you had on the carriage back to the floor. And that was a quick stretch. You needed a bigger stretch, but that was quite a long workout. We had a lot going on today, hence the title of this workout. So that is the reason. That choreography, when you have all those different pieces and parts trying to work together, right, it gets a little complicated. I have to cue you through all of that. So if anything became complicated or too confusing or you didn't know where you were supposed to be feeling it, you know you can always leave me a comment below this video and I will get back to you. I get back to each and every one of you. Just sometimes it takes me a little bit of time. You can find me on social media as well at JessPFit. I am that on Instagram and on Facebook, so I will get back to you that way. I have live workouts that happen every week, okay? So if you're interested in those, please reach out to me either through YouTube or through social media. I can get that information out to you. Those workouts also hit an on-demand platform where you can purchase that workout and it's yours to keep at any time. So they're different than what goes up on YouTube. You may have noticed YouTube, able to post as frequently, but the on-demand platform is fed weekly. Again, questions for that, you can always leave them below the video. I will find them. Okay, take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day, week, whatever it is, and I'll see you next time.